Endling, Extinction is Forever. A game about what happens when corporations come to your neighborhood and drive the property value straight down. Not to mention killing off all life as well. I present this game for appreciation for one reason and one reason only. Its ability to tell a story without using almost any dialogue. I mean, you'll hear some grunting here and there, but that's not exactly speaking lines, you know? Generally, everything is done with non-verbal actions. You'll pretty much pick up everything you need to know about the world and its NPCs by just paying attention to what's going on in the background. Alright, so the game opens up with a massive forest fire. We get a couple clues about the world right off rip. One, there's actually a sign in the background that tells you that this was a national park for preserved animals. Two, that fire is being driven by these individuals right here. These individuals actually work for our antagonist, well, overarching antagonist, known as CareCorp. And CareCorp has decided that who needs trees when there's money to be made? From here, there's about 3 different story beats that we should probably go over. Your relationship between you and the possum, you and the furrier, and you and the catcher. So let's break it down. Also, full-on spoilers ahead. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the story between you and the furrier. This story is actually pretty simple. It's a story about the hunter versus the hunted, and how far you willing to go in order to get that white whale. Now, CareCorp is definitely number one as far as Nemesis goes because they're just creating an all-out apocalypse by the end of the game. But I gotta say the Furrier is at least a close second as far as villains go in this game. Let me explain. Remember when CareCorp basically put a bounty out on all wildlife out there? You know, a little something to help the locals make a little bit of money? Well, he took that offer up and moved to the front of the line. Once he arrives in town, he hunts you down every night. But there's actually an underlying piece to this whole thing. I will admit, I might just be kind of picking this up through context clues and putting together pieces that don't actually go together. But ride with me right fast. When we first meet the Furrier, he only shows up in the town once those rewards start going out. Okay, nothing crazy. Anybody's allowed at a chance for those rewards as far as trying to hunt down animals. But his connection seems to be a little bit closer to CareCorp than we think. Whenever security is called, they end up calling him. Why would they only call him to come and hunt you down and not all hunters? It's because he's actually working for CareCorp. We see him trying to, get evidence about what's going on in the area and trying to figure out where all the animals are. And we see him dead in the grill of one of the CareCorp officers. Only an employee of the company would be able to have some sway like that. Further, let me think that he works for CareCorp. There's another moment when him and the hunter actually run into each other, and he's trying to steal, or I think repo, some of the hunter's stuff for stealing those meds earlier. But of course, the hunter pulls a gun on him, and he has no choice but to retreat. That same interaction ends up getting the hunter caught up later when the furrier ends up putting an axe on his chest. Let's fast forward a little bit. After that flood that essentially wipes away everybody in existence around that whole CareCorp area, we run into the Furrier again. And this time, look what he's wielding. It's like the same sniper rifle that the hunter's been trying to use all game long. How do you think he got that? The hunter barely had a chance to soak in the fact that his wife and his kid are now off the planet and he is going to be alone for the rest of his life. And the Furrier runs up on him and kills him for his gun. Man, that's crazy. And to take it a step further, at this point in the game, CareCorp doesn't seem to be in existence anymore. They destroyed the entire area or at least washed it away. And yet he still finds it necessary to chase us down. So who is he working for at this point? Last scene, you finally went through all of that. Just about to get away. And look who's shooting you. The Furrier. God damn. I mean, I don't think that there's much more to be said. The man is evil. He's willing to steal. He's willing to kill. And the only thing that seems to be able to stop him in this world is a private property sign. Now, this story doesn't really speak to the heart or tell much about the interactions between two loving human beings, but it definitely is a story about a crazy yo that's willing to do whatever it takes in order to complete his mission. And I don't mind that. So back to the whole reason why I'm giving this game its flowers to begin with. These are just 3 different tales that were communicated inside this game, and communicated well. There are small nuances that might take a second playthrough to kind of see and connect a couple pieces, but generally speaking, you can learn everything you need to learn about the story of this game just from paying attention to the background and the psychic events. Through its actions, through just paying attention to how the characters are even interacting with things in the background. So to this team, I say you guys did a fantastic job. You gave me a wonderful story, and it requires 0 lines to do. This is a technique that can be used by so many games out there. Like I said, hats off to this team, and I give a round of applause to everything that they've done as far as the ability to tell a story without really having to use any dialogue. Thanks everybody for watching in and listening. I hope to do more videos about video games and the things I love about them in the future. So, catch you later.